My name is Tamon Johnson. I'm going to show you how to pad bench. So the pad bench is used for dynamic strength work to ultimately help you increase your concentric force off the chest while also limiting the eccentric force and damage that can occur on the sternum. So because you have that pad on your chest, you don't have to think as much about controlling the weight down and making sure you get that nice big press off the chest. You can use that pad to hit the bar off the pad and then drive off faster and focus more on the concentric action rather than absorbing that force and then driving off the chest. So here at Garage Strength, we use our Garage Strength balance pad that you can find on garagestrength.com that has a great bounce and allows you to really absorb that bar into your chest and then drive off as fast as you can. So when setting up for the pad bench, you always want to make sure you have a spotter behind you so that way nothing goes wrong, you can always be safe. When you're putting that pad on your chest, you want to make sure it's pretty much directly, right below the chin, obviously, top of the chest, essentially sitting on that sternum line there. So when you do go down, the pad will hit just directly in the middle. It won't hit too high to where the pad will slide up or too low to where it'll fall back down. Set up just normal, you do a normal bench press, lift off. Now this is where things get a little dicey. You want to make sure you control it down like you normally would any bench, and then once you hit your chest, you're going to use that pad and drive up as fast as you can. So the focus with that is making sure, as long as the pad is stable on your chest, you can hit it as fast as you can and drive up the same way, it's even faster. You want to use this as a training tool to help improve your bench press, but not as something as a crutch to, like, if your chest is hurting because you slam too hard down or you don't control the weight down the correct way. You're just focusing on trying to hit it as hard as you can and drive up as fast as you can. A few common mistakes you'll see with the pad bench is typically someone is setting up, the pad will be either too high or too low in their chest, or they're sitting there when they unrack the bar, they go right into it and just start hitting their reps, but they're not controlling the weight down like they would a normal bench press. They're just thinking, oh, the pad's there, I can just hit and go, hit and go. But during that time, you're not getting what you're trying to actually get out of the exercise. And that's being able to improve your concentric forces off the chest, which is ultimately gonna help improve your bench press. The pad bench can be used typically at the end of your bench workout. If you're trying to get some speed work, drop down to 70% and do it for sets of 2 to 3 sets, from anywhere from 2 reps to all the way up to 7 reps. And that's where you can really get good speed work there. If you're looking for strength work, you can do that for, again, 2 to 3 sets and do that for reps of 1 to 4 reps with a little heavier load and focus on really driving off the chest. In other sports like powerlifting, you may see an athlete use a 1, 2, or even 3 board press to simulate that same drive off the chest, but you gotta think about the sport and what you're trying to get out of that exercise. For something like a board press where it's 2 to 3 boards, it's a little bit bigger, that's really focusing on the triceps and that finish or lockout of the bench. Whereas the pad is a little bit lower, so you can still get a bigger range of motion and it simulates similar to your normal bench press. So just keep that in mind when you're doing the pad bench versus another sport like powerlifting where you're using board presses. If you want more content like this, remember to like, subscribe, and check out our Peak Strength app at peakstrength.app. And remember, freaks, if you want to become a champion, you always have to cultivate your power. Peace.